Good evening, everyone. My name is King, and from the Mono team. Please do well to introduce yourself in the comment section below. You can let us uh, let us know what you're up to for your building. You can share with us any favorite information that you would want to like us to know. Yeah. So before we move forward, we're going to give room for more people to join. So we can just get started in earnest. So welcome once again, guys. Can you introduce yourself? You can let us know where you're joining us from, be it in Lagos, Nigeria, Kenya, and we'd love to connect with you all. Yeah, we have more people joining us. So my name is King. I'm from the Mono team, and I would love if you can share with us your name, your location, wherever you may be, and you can also share with us a fun fact about you. And if you're building something very interesting, be it a product, media, anything at all, you can always do well to share in the chat section. Hi, Emmanuel. It's nice to meet you. I think you're joining from Lagos. Hi, Mo. Welcome, welcome. Mo from Sycamore. It's nice to connect with you. I think Xavier is typing. Yeah, so I think as more people keep joining, we'll just give it a few minutes before we get started in earnest. Hi, Xavier. Nice to meet you from Sycamore. Shout out to you guys. Mercy, thank you for joining. Do you mind sharing where you're joining us from? Hi, Simi Sola Oluwole. Please let us know where you're joining us from. You can also share what you do. I know we're in the tech environment, in tech space. So it'd be great to see what we're all currently up to. Akim Bolu, great to connect with you. I can see you're joining us from Lagos. Adewumi, nice to connect with you. I can see CX, I guess that is customer experience. Nice to connect with you as well. So in the next 2 minutes, we'll get started. We just want to set the pace and have more people to join, and then we will move on right after. Yeah, we have more people joining. Just a quick recap. My name is King, and I'm joining this session from the Mono team. Please do well to introduce yourself in the chat section below. And please do well to let us know where you're joining us from. You can let us know the company you're working with. You can let us know what you do. And you can also share with us whatever you're building, whatever you're working on. It would be really, really nice to connect with you all. All right. At this point in time, we're going to kickstart the webinar officially. So once again, my name is King from the Partner Integrations and Developer Relations team here in Mono. Today, we'll be looking at how Sycamore uses Mono to build a better and more efficient loan repayment flow. Over the course of time, we're going to introduce ourselves. We're going to talk about what Mono does. We would look briefly into what the Mono Direct Debit product offers, and we will have the Sycamore team expound on how they have been able to use Mono's direct debit service over the last few months. We'll have a brief session where we have a conversation around how the product has served the Sycamore team. The Sycamore team would also show us a brief demonstration on how the direct debit service has been implemented on Sycamore's core solution. Last but not least, we would also share with you guidance on how you can get started with the Mono Direct Debit product. At the end of the day, we will take questions and answers. So if you look at your bottom right, you will see the questions tab. So you can do well to raise any question that you might have, and our team will take all the questions right after. All right, so Mono is an open banking company that provides businesses in Africa access to connect to their customers' financial bank account data, process bank payments, and also verify the identity of their users and businesses. It's important to note that we are available across different countries. This includes Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa. Over the last few years, businesses have trusted us. Businesses have trusted us. Users have also trusted us to link their bank accounts, which has been over 6 million in total accounts so far, and we have also processed 20 billion worth of financial records. Banks connected that we have over 900 in total, and we have coverage in Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, as we mentioned earlier. So far, we have three major products in our portfolio that allows you to build well-refined fintech solutions. This API product includes Mono Connect, that allows you to access your users' data, income, identity, so you can build very effective payment workflows. And we also provide to you our payment product, also called Direct Pay, that allows you to collect bank payments from your user's account without cards, with zero risk and no chargebacks for your business. Lastly, we have the lookup product that allows you to securely verify businesses or users that you onboard on your platform for KYC purposes. Right now, I would want to introduce the Mono Direct Debit product, which is the core of today's webinar session. And moving forward, it's very important for us to understand how the Mono Direct Debit product works. Yeah, so I want you to see the Mono Direct product. I want you to see the Mono Direct Debit product as a solution that allows you to collect variable payments or fixed payment on an ongoing basis across different institutions in Nigeria through a very simple and efficient API solution. The key features of this product includes diverse support for account types. So what this means is that with single accounts, joint account, business account that your customers will have, mandates can be set up on each of these accounts. Adding to this as well, we provide support for one-to-one and one-to-many credit relationships. What this simply means is that you can debit money from this user's account on either one of their accounts or across different accounts. And in cases where failed debits might occur, you have the opportunity to build a smart retrial system across the direct debit product. And last but not the least, setting up mandates on each of these accounts is simple, effortless, as we have abstracted the whole process, allowing your users to have mandates set up effectively. I would like to share how businesses in the fintech space have been able to leverage direct debit products on their own end. So first of all, I'll be starting with loan repayment. So companies such as Sycamore uh, make use of the direct debit product for reducing non-performing loans and getting money back from the user's account after a certain period of time. I think as time goes on, the Sycamore team, in person of Kingsley, would share more information about how about how they have been able to leverage the direct debit product to retrieve loans that have been disbursed in the past. Also, we have companies such as CarryWise who use the Mono Direct Debit product to automate savings and investment for their users. And we also have payroll companies such as Paid, HR, and also Bento, who use the direct debit product to automatically simplify the payroll process. So, giving more context to that, companies like Paid use the direct debit APIs to move money from their customers' business central account into their paid payroll account. So this way, there is no need for manual transfers into their paid account for disposals of loans. Another interesting use case that we have is the likes of Coronation Insurance. They use the Mono Direct Debit product to set up seamless insurance policies on their users' account, which can be paid monthly, quarterly, or annually. Going further into how the direct debit product works, it's very important to note that there are two different approaches that you can take into how this product works in general. So we have support for a built Mono Direct Debit widget where the user goes through our own flow, where they provide their KYC information, they provide approval for Mono and a business to be able to move money from their account on an ongoing basis. Another approach that we also have is for businesses who wants to build their own custom mandate flow. So businesses like Sycamore already have this flow implemented where they have taken charge, they have taken authority of how the users on their platform will give authorizations for this mandate. Thereafter, the debit process then ensues. Speaking of the authorization process, we have support for e-mandate and signature mandate. So what this simply means in a nutshell is in the process where a user is given authorization in the first step, that is either with the Mono Direct Debit widget or the custom mandate flow, the e-mandate works in a way where they are sending 15 naira to a NIBS central account. And once NIBS gives authorization, it simply means that Mono or the business in general can then move money based on agreed requirement being set. It's important to know that e-mandate is very fast. Approval takes place in less than 5 minutes, and in less than an hour, the businesses like Sycamore gets to move money from their customers' accounts based on the agreed specifications like the start date, the end date, and other information being provided. We also have the signature mandate, which has utility for business or corporate account, where you get to upload a signature as a form of authorization. So the signature will be sent to the NIBS platform for authorization, and thereafter approval will be given, and money can then be moved out of your corporate account and for different purposes that you would like. Yeah, at this point in time, I'll be introducing Kingsley from the Sycamore team to speak about what Sycamore does as a lending platform. So, hi Kingsley, I think you can go on from here.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Hi, King. So nice to be here. And thank you for joining. So definitely, Sycamore is we're a financial platform. Actually, our goal is to empower individuals and businesses to achieve your goals. So whether you are a salary earner or just an individual who wants to who has goals that you like to achieve, even small businesses as well. Our mission basically is to empower you financially. Aside that, we also have a vision, and that is to be the trusted provider for innovative financial solutions across the developing world. I think we pride ourselves, particularly in Sycamore, with having built our technology. But what that means is that we are able to roll out innovative products really fast. So I think I'll move to the next slide that speaks about, I think, how we, to an extent, we thought about implementing the Mono Direct Debit feature. Next slide, please. So my name is Kingsley. Brief introduction, right? I heard the product team at Sycamore. I'll speak more about what Sycamore does, but I thought to introduce myself first. I used to work in UBA before Sycamore. I have about a decade experience as a product manager. I'm particularly passionate about innovation in fintech, artificial intelligence, startups, and leadership. I sometimes consult for some startups. Fun fact about me, I like to play football. I also play chess. I recently started participating in a number of tournaments, virtual tournaments, and I love console games. In fact, if you think you're a better FIFA player than I am, I'm open to a virtual competition. I listen to SDC. That's another fun fact. But I think my superpower will be curiosity. I'm a really curious person. I constantly write. I'm constantly learning new things and trying to expand my knowledge base. And I write occasionally, and I read a lot. So let's go to what Sycamore, more about Sycamore. So Sycamore is really an all-in-one finance platform, and our major goal is to empower African businesses all around the world and individuals with tools to do more with your money. We have a mobile app on Google Play Store and Apple Store, and on this app, you can find a variety of products that help you save, you can invest, you can take loans, as you can borrow money to grow your business, to finance your dreams, and you can also manage your money with ease. So the combination of all these products just helps you achieve your goals, like I said. I think on the next slide, you'd see a presentation of just how we put all these products together. I think an interesting feature I would say that we have is every day when I wake up, the first alert I see really is from Sycamore. So Sycamore gives you is one of, in fact, Sycamore is probably the only platform I know of. We give you interest on your wallet balance every day. So any money you leave on your wallet in Sycamore doesn't slip, doesn't remain the same. You always will get daily wallet interest. That alert that comes in the morning is like music to my ears. So you get daily alerts every day, and you can withdraw whenever. There's no restriction on when you can withdraw. So if you don't have the Sycamore app, you should download and fund your wallet. Of course, you can get loans, like I said. You can also do other financial, carry out other financial services like transfers and even pay your bills seamlessly. Pay your bills easily. There's no need to have to go through any hassle to pay your bills. So it's quite easy from cable bills to airtime to data. The goal is to just give you that robust ecosystem. And you can also save towards your goals as well. So we have a feature called tire contribution, where you can save towards your next car, your next house, even towards a rent. We give interest as much as 20% per annum. And in addition to that, when you save on Sycamore, you automatically qualify for cashback on your bills. So when you're paying for your airtime, you get cashback. When you're paying for data, your DSTV, cable TV, or even electricity, because you save, you qualify to earn cashback. I think an interesting use case I see is I remember a borrower I spoke to that we disbursed a loan to. I think he didn't withdraw his money, he didn't withdraw his funds until I think 2 days later. And I think when he came back, he saw that his balance had grown by a certain amount because of the interest. And so that's just how we are constantly ensuring that we help people towards their goals. I think I'd like to also speak on one more product, which is a product called Loan Friends, which you see on the next slide. So for us, it's called relationship-based lending. Sometimes you maybe find it difficult to get it back. But with Loan Friends, this is also on the Sycamore app. You can borrow from friends you can help or lend to friends with ease. So what this helps you do is you can send offers to your friends, your family, or even to your acquaintances. You can also request loans from them as well. What this does is that it helps you manage the loan. So even on the day, whenever the loan is due, you would get a reminder, and they will get a reminder as well. You can set flexible repayment plans. Either you want them to pay you instantly, sorry, at once, or um, in a schedule, like every month, every week, or every day. Also, you can earn more income on your loans by adding an interest. So you could say, I would like to give my friend 5K, but I would like the person to pay 10% interest. And basically, this helps you to manage. This is a peer-to-peer model. Uh, this is based on a peer-to-peer model, and it's really seamless and easy to use. So, if you're not sure where to start, you can scan the QR code on this slide to download the Sycamore app if you don't already have it. Thank you.
All right, that was very insightful. I'll leave it on the screen. So if you're unsure where to start from, there's a QR code at the bottom right of the screen. So you can scan it and get to use Sycamore ASAP. So at this point, there are a few things we would like to understand with respect to how Sycamore uses the direct debit product. So hi Kingsley, would you like to share specific problems or roadblocks that the team faced before using Mono?
Oh yeah. So you meant challenges we faced before we got to use Mono, right?
Oh yes, exactly.
Oh, okay, okay. To be honest, like one of our critical features would be loans. We give credit to businesses and individuals, and everybody that operates in the lending space would agree with me that it's one thing to give loans. Another important part of loans is really to get your money back, to ensure customers can repay seamlessly, right? I think it's very essential to the sustainability of the business and even for the customers as well. It's always good to repay your loan seamlessly. So I think some challenges we had because, of course, we had repayment channels, but we are always in search for a seamless or repayment channel that would enable us to debit our customers easily. But aside to that, setting up the mandate itself on the account, because before now we had a partner, and the way that was done is really it was an expectation for the customer to get to the bank. So really, the major challenges were really the time it takes to set up a mandate and how easy it is to, because that really affects how fast you can disburse loans, basically. So I think that was really the major challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That was very insightful. Excuse me. That was with respect to approval time and the manual process for how these mandates or loans were being processed. Going further down the line, would you like to share how you found a workable solution that aligns with the Sycamore product?
Oh yeah. Again, so because we are builders, to be honest,
Yeah.
I think at some point we did, like I said, we pride ourselves in having full control of our technology. We did consider even trying to build this ourselves, but we have a robust relationship with the Mono team. I think we have a partner, a relationship officer of Mono, and then she mentioned to us that that Mono was working on the product, leveraging NIPS direct debits that will enable seamless setup of loan mandates on customers' accounts. It's fast, and there was a better program. So immediately we saw calls for a better program. We got in, but prior to that, I mean, we're doing search. We Our goals were clear. We know we needed something that would be almost instant when it comes to like how fast the mandate can be set up, and doesn't it's still as reliable when it's time for repayment. So that means when you're trying to collect um, repayment from customers' accounts, it was still it was still as reliable, basically. So when we reached out about it, we instantly got in with our technology team to assess what the APIs looked like, and yeah, that's how we got in initially.
All right. Yeah, it sounds great. I think a plus one on the current relationship we have with the Sycamore team. I remember them being one of the first few partners who got on board on the direct debit beta program. So moving forward, I would love to understand what issues that the direct debit products solved for your business.
Yeah, absolutely. So by default, the integrating the Mono Direct Debit into our product made it easy for us to set up mandates as soon as possible. In fact, in under 5 minutes, mandates are set up. So what that meant, of course, was the consequence of that was that we could disburse loans to our borrowers as fast as possible. Because the other solution would be, the other alternative rather was the alternative was to get the user to go to a bank to set up a mandate. To be honest, while it was a reliable repayment channel, the convenience wasn't the best for our users, for our customers. So that meant that there was a leg of the loan review process or disbursement process that required uh, the customers to go to the banks. You had to wait for that. And of course, that slows down things rather. So immediately we integrated and rolled out this product because we did like some pilot testing. We could see an instant jump. And even our approval, time to approval right now has increased by, we are still tracking the metric anyways, but so far it has increased by over 50%. And that really helps us to serve our customers because we know how customers like instant gratification. I think aside from that, too, because of course, um, we had other alternative channels like cards, debit cards, and all of that, but just really with cards, it was why cards are a reliable to an extent reliable for repayment. For because in Sycamore we give loans as high as we don't give loans below 100K for instance. So those are like we give high ticket loans. We consider ourselves as giving high ticket loans. So users find the user experience when adding cards as repayment instruments to an extent wasn't as much because for instance you have to enter the PAN, the 16 digits PAN, the CVV, get an OTP, and even after the card is set on the customer's account, they can lose their card. So we needed something to solve all of this, and I think the mono product, we direct debit product, was an all-in-one package that helped solve all of the bottlenecks. So yeah.
All right, thanks for sharing. Uh, I think you mentioned how cards were kind of unreliable with respect to getting money back. I think I agree with that. Even with I, I think setting up cards for online transaction itself is can be very stressful. How much more trying? Imagine me being a user. I want to get a loan and I have to go to set up my ATM card at the bank before being able to get loan I want. I mean, it's very, very stressful, and I'm very glad that the direct debit mandate gets to serve the Sycamore team. Yeah, so another thing we would also love to understand is are there specific mono products that, okay, let me coin it this way. What specific mono product did your team integrate and how was the integration process?
Oh yeah. So like I mentioned earlier as well, even before integrating Mono Direct Debit, we had Sycamore already leverages or was already leveraging one or two Mono products. So I think in more specific terms, we currently um, we currently leverage the Mono Connect feature that allows us to securely collect bank statements from our customers. When taking a loan, we need to understand the person's credit history, credit health, personal transactions to make an informed decision. So the Mono Connect feature helps us to do that. And then we integrate Mono Direct Debit. We're also even working on, we're also currently leveraging the Mono Lookup product as well. To check
Sorry, you.
yeah, thanks. I saw that. To check government documents like the CAC and the likes. So yeah, we are using I think the three primary products. I know there are more, but those are the three products we currently use today. And as to the integration, experience. I think it was really,
Yes.
I think it was actually really smooth. In fact, I think my backend engineers will attest to that. My backend engineers like to interact with the Mono APIs. I remember when Mono launched the what's it called now? Your API 2.0 documentation or something. We had to upgrade. It was smooth, but especially when we're integrating Mono Direct Debit, which was more recent, for instance, there was really I mean, what was required to integrate this into architecture was really smooth to record. So I would say integration process was quite smooth. Then also the Slack channel, dedicated Slack channel for integrations, even when there are gray areas, they get answered quickly. So yeah,
All right. That sounds very insightful, especially with the mono product that you already have implemented on Sycamore. So just a quick recap to what Kingsley shared. The team utilizes the Mono Connect to get insightful transaction data so that they can know how to profile a user's account for the right loan to offer. And adding to this as well, they're using the lookup API to perform KYC on individuals and businesses using the BVN, NIN, and also the CSC API. And last but not the least is the payment product, which is the direct debit that has been implemented so far for easy and seamless loan recovery. So Kingsley, would you like to also rate the product improvement metrics since integration so far?
yeah, absolutely. I would say that it's been good. Again, we are still monitoring because we rolled out this product not so long ago. But again, we've seen instant improvements. For instance, I think the most critical metric would be time to disbursement. So the time from when the customer applies for a loan to when he actually gets disbursed to their Sycamore wallet has improved by about if I'm more than 50%. We're still tracking. We're waiting to. I mean, this is the third quarter, and we're looking to have a
Yeah.
more holistic report. Another thing I'm looking forward to seeing is our customer satisfaction, our CSAT report, that's customer satisfaction report, basically. Because we run a quarterly survey, for instance, where we try to get feedback from our customers to understand how satisfied they are with our product. And of course, one of the comments we see every now and then from customers would be having to issues around having to go to the bank, set up a mandate, time it takes to get their loans disbursed. So now that we've reduced that greatly, we're looking forward to their feedback this quarter on um, particularly on how fast they got in their loans or what the loan application process was like. So yes, that's I would rate it really good. And again, we are monitoring and we're looking forward to having a definitely at the end of this quarter we should have a more robust conclusion. But yes, so far it's been good.
All right. Thanks for sharing. I would say +1 for the total turnaround time. I mean, every individual or user looking to get a loan wants to have access to this loan amount as quick as possible. You get so imagine reducing the TAT time from like a day, 2 days, 3 days to a few minutes. I think this product improvement that you shared is really, really insightful to hear. So moving forward, uh, would you like to share with the audience other challenges during your integration that Mono helped resolve?
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't say that there were specific. I mean, challenge. I mean, I think there are unique challenges when trying to integrate third-party APIs. Any technical or any product or engineering resource will tell you here that there are definitely challenges. But I think the challenges were not particular. They were not insurmountable, and they were even more about. So we had to, by default, had to consider how to um, plug in the Mono Direct Debit feature into our loan application process, how to ensure that the data, how to handle changes in API responses in case things change in the future. So those are mostly internal things we had to consider basically. And again, it was I think we had ample time to test out this feature as much as possible. But I think any external challenges we had or questions, because again, this was a product that we had not integrated before. So we just basically had to ask the Mono team, and it was again response time is good. So we were able to get answers to the areas we needed clarity on, or better clarity on, and I think it was good. So really, overall, I would say there were no um, challenges per se when it comes to integration. But just how to ensure that it worked fine in the ecosystem. And I think we're able to make that work effectively. Yeah.
Lovely. Thanks for sharing, especially with respect to minimal challenges being experienced with the integration. That was really, really great and insightful to hear. So, just okay. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing insight into how the Sycamore team uses the Mono Direct Debit product. For those in the audience, thank you for joining. Please let us know where you're joining us from. Share with us your name, share with us your location. You can also share with us what you do in the chat section. It would be great to connect with you all. If you look at the bottom right, we have the questions tab that you can use to raise questions, which we will take at the end of this session. So we'll take every single question that is being raised and we'll try our best to provide adequate answers to each. If you also look at the bottom right, you see the poll section. So there are polls here that you would like to get insight or feedback from you. So if you're a lender, we have a poll there that says, how do you collect loan repayment from borrowers today? So please do well to also submit your votes on each poll questions that are being raised. Okay, so moving forward in this session, what we're going to have next is the product demonstration by Sycamore. So, hi, Kingsley, I think you can move on from here.
All right. Thank you, King. Hi, everyone, once again. I'll basically be doing a very short demo of how the Mono Direct Debit feature works on Sycamore. Again, this is a testament to how fast it is, but we're just going to show you how it works for our use case. Again, I did mention that Sycamore, we pride ourselves in having built our technology. We have total control. Then, so needed to, when we started interacting with the Mono Direct Debit APIs, the question was, because at the time, I think there's a widget now that we can embed on our mobile app, which we are currently working on. By the time, we needed to just interact with the APIs. And so the first point we made a decision to put on our core banking software, which, again, like I said, we did build. And so it was where to put in the loan application process. That was the critical part of things. So how do we integrate this basically? I think we broke it down. The first step really was we broke it down into actionable steps. That's the product team working with the engineering team and realized, okay, but the user applies for a loan on Sycamore, for instance. There usually is a need for a second level check because of the volume of loans that we process basically. And one of our agents in the sales team picks up the loan for review to run a first level check. And what then happens in step two basically is that at some point, if the customer passes preliminary checks, we need to set up a mandate on the customer's account. And then what happens is that we had to, Mono did share an endpoint where we could check for the permissible banks. So I think maybe it's even something to consider as well, because the Mono Direct Debit feature covers as many banks as possible. I think every major bank I can think of is on the product. So the first thing really we do is to check that when trying to create a mandate, on the account you're trying to set a mandate on is actually a permissible bank that Mono Direct Debit supports, which oftentimes not does. And another first level check is the BVN, the customer's BVN, which you must have verified. But we need to verify their identity. So the details on their BVN, which is their name, um, matches the name of the account. This is just a security feature to ensure that we're not trying to create a mandate on the customer's account that doesn't belong to the customer. So when that passes, we then need the customer's consent to confirm that they are aware that this money is to be created, and they should just confirm their details. So we send a web form to them, which we call MIC, but the web form where they consent. And when the customer consents, they may fill and edit. And then in the background, we simply make a call to the Mono Direct Debit endpoint. So Mono requires that you should create the customer on Mono. So meaning create an account for the customer on Mono with basic details like their email, their phone number, their BPN and stuff. So what we do first is to check if the customer ID exists on Mono, because of course we use Mono for multiple things. So there's a likelihood that the customer has interacted with Mono on the Sycamore app at some point in time or the other. If the customer doesn't exist, we simply create the customer. And when we do, we then hit the mandate creation endpoint and request that a mandate is created. If you go to the next slide, you'll see that after a mandate is created, that will send a request to Mono. Mono confirms and says and returns a response saying that this mandate, is a web notification that the mandate has been created. What we then do is Mono does return the NIBS dedicated accounts, that's the direct debit accounts to make a transfer to. So we instruct the customer to make a $50 transfer to that account right on the form. If the customer makes a transfer, we just listen for a web notification from Mono to confirm that the mandate is now active. When that is done, we update the status of the mandate on our core banking application. Now, this is a lot of API calls and web notifications, listening, but it's pretty straightforward, to be honest. So when the mandate is created, but of course, and this takes less than 5 minutes, and at some point when the loan is due, maybe 30 days later, 28 days later, it's used to debit the mandate. So the mandate is usually ready for debit 1 hour from, usually 1 hour to 6 hours from, but typically 1 hour from when the mandate is created. But of course, because when we give loans, we usually have no need to debit it immediately. So usually about a month later, or depending on the repayment schedule or agreement. Then lastly, there are other endpoints interacted with that allows us to pause a mandate when it's active. You can even cancel a mandate in case the customer request or the borrower pays back or liquidates their loan before the due date. Then finally, even before a debit is initiated, there are occasions where we may need to trigger a debit. We have a collections or recovery team that does that. They can see the balance on the customer's accounts before doing so, to avoid um, initiating a debit when there's no need to, basically. So I think that's how it works, basically. So just to show you briefly how it works, I'm going to be showing you a live demo of. I'm going to create a mono mandate right now, and we'll just walk through how that works. So give me a second to share my screen.
Okay.
So just let me know when you can see my screen.
We can see your screen. I think you can proceed.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and create a mandate now. So this is our website. I'm going to switch to our core banking application now. So when creating a mandate, this is our core banking application. I'm going to pick the bank. I want to set the mandate on the mandate type, which is mono, and the notes. Basically, these are the notes that we use for referencing basically. Because it's expected that the agent creating this loan, or the staff member creating his mandate, has already spoken to the customer and has consented to this. Which he generates now to generate the loan. So what we do at this point is that we send a link to the customer, basically. So an email is sent to the customer, a push notification is sent to the customer to inform them that a direct debit mandate has been created. So also, what we've done for the experience, which you may want to also 5 is to enable the agent copy the loan. So our staff user can copy this link and share with the customer, just in case customer says, "Oh, my email is not within reach," or I can't. For some reason, you can't access that emails. But I'm going to show you what my email looks like now. To show you that I've gotten the email. So this is my email. I did get a notification telling me to activate my loan mandate. So when I click on that link, it tells me to basically confirm my details. So we need, again, I mentioned that we need consent. So at this point, we have actually not hit the endpoint yet. We are basically trying to get the customer's consent before initiating the mandate, just to confirm that everything is good. So please note that before creating this mandate or sending this link, we run other background checks, like I mentioned, confirming that the name of the account matches the name of the BVN of the customer, just to ensure that, it's just a security feature, basically, to avoid fraudulent attempts and to protect the customer as well, because the protection of our customer is really top of mind for us. So I'm going to proceed, confirm the customer gets to confirm the account number, the name, and confirm other details. Please note that these are dummy data. You can ignore. Then now I'm going to proceed to create a mandate. Now at this point, what we are doing is we are basically asking Mono to we are making a request to Mono to create a mandate, and I'm going to make a 15 transfer to authorize this mandate. Now, one thing we've done here is to ensure that we tell the customer to initiate that mandate from the account, and initiate the transfer rather from the account they want to set the mandate on. So I'm going to transfer right now to the Titan, Paystack Titan account. Which is so I'm making a transfer right now, and you see how fast the mandate gets approved. Okay, so I'm about to make a transfer. That's on my EB account. Someone was asking me why. Okay, so I just made the transfer. So I'm going to give it a minute for the mandate to get approved.
Okay.
Okay, okay, I just got debited now actually. So I think it took my bank like a few seconds.
We can give it a few seconds.
Yeah, so fingers crossed. So at this point, basically, we are basically listening for a notification for Mono to tell us that the mandate has been approved.
Right, sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So I think what we're looking for is to come up. Please, if you have questions, concerns, or anything at all, you can make use of the questions tab to ask a new question so we can take all questions together before the ending of the session. Okay. So we have new guys joining us. Hi, Adedoyin. Hi, Tobe Chukwu. Hi, Chioma. Hi, Peace. Nice to connect with you all.
Okay, so the mandate has been approved actually.
Nice.
You can see my screen, you see that the mandate is now active and approval status is now true. And you can see the start date of the loan and when it's end and the mandate ID. And you can see I can take other actions like pausing the mandate or canceling it. So this basically speaks to how fast the mandate approval processes. And yeah, we're good. It will take another hour before this mandate can be debited. But we also implemented that feature. But I think we can move on from that for now. So yeah.
Well, this has been very, very insightful. I mean, getting to see this like live in production, I think this speaks the testament of the direct debit product, allowing for quick mandate verification and also instant debits taking place few minutes or an hour after. Thanks very much for sharing, Kingsley. So at this point in time, I would share my screen back just so we can continue. 1 second. So just let me know once you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see.
All right, thank you, Kingsley. So Kingsley has been able to speak on how the direct debit product works for the Sycamore team with respect to mandate setup and also uh, debiting users' accounts after a mandate has been approved. So at this point in time, it would be great to understand how you can get started with the Mono Direct Debit product. And this takes very, very simple steps. So in a matter of minutes or hours, you'll be up and running with the direct debit product. So if before you can proceed, please make sure to sign up on the Mono's dashboard. That's app.mono.co. When you sign up, you set up your Mono account, ensure to provide necessary compliance, KYC, KYB information, and you can also invite your team members like your engineers, your operation specialists, and even the management team to provide further maybe support internally within your end. And once your account has been set up successfully, how you can proceed with getting started with direct debit product is to create an app. So when you create an app on the dashboard, you have access to test keys. So with this test key, with the test secret key, you get to configure a staging webhook URL. So this webhook URL would allow us to communicate with you on real-time updates about all mandates that has been set up on your account. So take note, these secret keys are personal keys. They must be kept private as they are keys that will be used to make API calls to the Mono Direct Debit product. So once you have your keys set out of the way, you can then go ahead to integrate the Mono APIs. So when you look at the documentation, my colleagues have been able to share with you relevant resources in the chat box. So you have access to the API documentation to see the APIs you want to integrate. And we also have very clear API documentation that walks you through the process on how to get started with the Mono Direct Debit product on your platform. So once you have your APIs all set up, you can proceed to test the experience in Sandbox. So the Direct Debit product is available in test environment. So you can test this end to end. You can stress test the platform, making sure that you have all the assurances that you need before you then go live and you have access to your live secret keys. So moving further down the line, once you have all these four steps put out of the way, I want to touch briefly on how you can integrate the Mono Direct Debit product. So in a nutshell, we have been able to compress this process into three simple steps. So the first is you have to create a customer. So you looked at what Kingsley shared earlier. A customer component has to be created. So this is very, very important because it's important to know which customer we're dealing with, which serves for regulatory requirements and KYC purposes. So you provide the customer's first name, the last name, the BVN, the address, phone number, and the email. So once you have this customer created, you have customer ID. So you can then proceed to set up a mandate on their account. So looking at the two steps I shared earlier over the last few minutes, remember that you can use the direct debit widget that Mono has built to allow your users authorize all through the flow. So you don't need to, with our direct debit widget, you don't need to worry about how the user will authorize. the widget, the SDK has taken the entire abstraction into one single platform where all they have to do is just provide relevant information, send 15 naira for approval, and once they are done, you just have to sit back and relax to get notification on when that has been completed. And once the mandate has been authorized and approved, you can then proceed to use the debit API to debit the customer with the variable mandate. So I would like to touch on the user journey, which speaks to what I shared earlier on a lower level. So remember I mentioned that you have to create a customer if the customer does not exist. So here you're providing the KYC information. So you're providing the user's email, their first name, their last name, their BVN, their house address. So all of this information are required by the regulatory body, CBN, to allow us provide this managed service of a business. And once they have given us the relevant KYC information, you can then go ahead to set up the authorization process. So as I shared earlier, we have two types of mandates. We have the e-mandate and we have the signature mandate. So Sycamore leverages the e-mandate where the user gets to send 15 naira to a NIBS dedicated account. So it is the account that the user wants a money to be set up on, or it is the account that Sycamore wants the money to be set up on, and this 15 naira must be sent from. And once this has been sent, in less than 2-3 minutes, you get approved to move money. So once this authorization has been put out of the way, you can then go ahead to debit the account. Let's mind you, I skipped one step earlier, which was after they have provided KYC information, the user gets to choose the bank that they want. I think I mentioned. So once they pick the bank they want to have money to authorize, whether GTB, all tier one banks will provide support for that. And then they choose the bank, they verify the mandate, they send the 15 naira NIBS amount. You get authorized to debit their accounts. You get webhooks informing you that this mandate has been approved, and you also get a webhook to inform you when a mandate account is ready to be debited. So yeah, so if you can see my screen, we just took out few screens from the widget flow that speaks to the user journey. So just a quick recap, the user gets to pick their bank of choice. So there's a list of banks, all tier one banks and tier two banks where they get to choose from. And when they choose whichever bank they want to use, they provide us the account number, they provide us their BVN just for extra verification again. And then they get to see the screen where they have to agree and authorize. So here, if they are making use of a signed mandate, they get to upload their signature. And if it's an e-mandate, there will be a screen for them to send 15 naira to a NIBS generated account. And once they have sent that 15 naira, the authorization will be in progress. And once it's successful, the user will be redirected back to the Sycamore's platform or to your business platform. You get the webhooks and informing you that this has been approved. You can debit this account at any point in time, which is constrained to the agreement between the start date and the end date. And yeah, so that way you get to recover money that you have disbursed to the customer at a previous point in time. So at this point in time, we will be taking questions and answers. So as I mentioned, please do well to use the questions tab. You can still give them for a minute or two, so we can take extra questions. We believe, of course, in as much as the direct debit product is very easy to use, we believe some might still have concerns or some certain things. So no question is useless. You can always ask any question, no matter how small it can be, and we try our best to provide optimized answers. So we'll just give it a minute to take extra questions. Yeah, so my team has done well to share with you the relevant resources pertaining to the direct debit product. I would, while we're still waiting for questions and answers, I'll take my slide back right here. So if you're just joining, you can scan this QR code so that you can get to use the Sycamore platform. They provide very interesting and useful services that we believe would help you as an individual and also as a business. Questions. Okay, we can give it maybe 30 seconds more before we take extra questions. Okay, it seems there are no further questions for the Mono team or the Sycamore team. So please note that in the next 2 weeks, we're going to be having a technical direct debit workshop. So in this session, we're going to be holding your hands and we're going to be walking you through how you can actually integrate a direct debit product in your platform, just as Sycamore did. So in the next 2 weeks, we'll be having a session. So please do well to keep an eye out on our socials, as we promise the workshop to be very, very insightful. Thank you very much, Kingsley. Thank you very much, the Sycamore team, for sharing their relevant experience with respect to how the direct debit product has served them so far. It's been a pleasure having this session with the team. I don't know, Kingsley, do you want to give a shout out?
Oh yeah, thanks, King. Thanks, Mono, for hosting this session. Actually, I'm sure we'll be. I mean, this is the first of many collaborations to come. Thanks to everyone that joined as well. Please don't forget to download Sycamore. Bye.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much, Kingsley. Uh, right after this session ends, you'll have the recording for this session sent to your mailbox, so you can still go through it over again to understand how Sycamore has leveraged this product. If you have any questions, if you have concerns for us after the session, you can send an email to hi@mono.co. My team prides ourselves in providing fast responses to issues and requests, and we'll do our very best to provide answers and necessary support. You can also join our Slack community as well. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Kingsley. Thank you to the Sycamore team, and thank you to the Mono team as well for the entire coordination. We'll see you all on the developer workshop coming up in the next few weeks. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you, Kingsley. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.